Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X today. Yesterday, I was gonna push the main and things, and I noticed a bug, and the bug defeated me. And so I rolled back the code right before I started streaming here, and we're gonna push the main with the broken thing. And basically, there's a thing with the top bar. Oh, it's not running right. It is running. With the top bar, these aren't working right. So I'll probably fix it offline. I want to do it sooner than later. And I thought about just dedicating this stream to fixing this top bar because I thought it was working, and then it may have been broken for a long time. I don't remember. So anyways, I don't want to work on it right now, though. That's the good thing about being the boss. This is I don't want to work on that shit. So I'm going to push this broken thing to main, and what we'll do is, like I said, I'll probably work on it offline. So let's, first thing we got to do, though, is we got to export this to test. We want to actually delete these ones. Here, we'll delete it from the file system. We're going to export to make sure that that works. Then we'll also have a, whatchamacallit. I'm going to delete this. I think. What did I just delete? Well, it's gone. Then we'll have an executable that we can post on GitHub. Sometimes it's hard to do two things at once. So I just deleted all that crap. We're going to export with debugging, and this is downloadable to anybody who wants to download it. So they can test the game. Don't look at the bug in the top bar. But no, I do definitely, what are you doing? I do definitely need, eventually, we're getting there to the point where I think the vast majority of bugs have been defeated. I think. I try, but every time I run it, I find some weird little thing. So yeah, we're getting there to the point where I'm going to need testers. Right now, are you done? All right, so here we have the game. We're going to run it with the console. We'll see if the console implodes. That hasn't happened in a long time, but doesn't mean it won't happen now. All right, this looks good. What did we do? We did some county improvement stuff. We don't have the inputs for that. This construction. I was like, why can't we checkbox that? We need to find one that has a, here we go. Use remnants, construct. This looks right. And we can't click the use remnants yet. This is one of the things we worked on because it's not built. So we'll run this for a second. We'll speed up, we'll put him on explore because we did work on some, whoop. It's gonna be one of those days. I can already tell. We're going to go to here. We're going to go to here. Yeah, it's getting to the point, and I've been saying this a little bit lately, where we need to start putting in things for real. Like a lot of this stuff is just like how it's test numbers. We need to start like putting in real things. We'll do use remnants because it's going to, like, gameplay is starting to get affected. And before there was no gameplay, So we're going to do that. We're going to check this box. We're going to hit 16 without closing the game. We're going to collect something. We'll not collect the next thing just to see, like, this works somewhat, and these other ones are not. Wait. Oh, I thought I saw one in there. We will not collect this one just to make sure. And then we're going to see if this finished. It is finished. These also use remnants, so we'll check box one of these. I don't know if I must have tested that. Yeah, so these all, we'll take this junk. See, this is what I noticed is that the remnants wasn't updating. We need to fix these icons too. These icons are terrible. And we're going to check here to make sure that lumberjack station appeared, and it looks like it did, and everyone immediately went to work. That's great. There's nobody working here because we don't have the inputs. I wonder if we check all of these. I don't know if we tested that. Um, Nobody's working here because we don't have remnants. We should have enough remnants. Good God. That's another thing we didn't test. We have a bunch of working at Lumberjack Station, a bunch of idle people. Whoops. Keep clicking the wrong stuff this morning. Yeah, there's only one person working here. What is this input? None. I wonder why everyone stopped working here. Oh, they're back to working there. Just for a day, they didn't. Fuck it. These idle people probably are unhelpful. There's a perk that's unhelpful. Says that we want some people to just not work. It's part of the problems with a somewhat anarchist society. That's another thing I've been thinking about is I don't think we can call it an anarchist society because there's a leader. I don't know what to call it. Because it's like a leader that it's post-apocalyptic. So the leader is it's like some sort of fascism. The leader, but you're not required to do what the leader says. So why isn't this thing filling up with people? Scouting equipment workshop. They're all unused remnants. I think let's check the goods here. We have 220. Oh, that thing. We did do one change yesterday that I rolled back where we made this more. As we add things to this, it divides from a set number, and that's why we're getting these 222s is dividing from this. This is your starting storage. And I think we need to make that larger again. We keep having to make it larger as we add more items. So I'm going to put a note in. What does this thing say? Oh, man, I should have taken that out. There's a lot of stuff. I need to do a go through here and get rid of a lot of these notes. It's possible that the primitive scouting equipment doesn't have anyone working there because there's actually a couple of different reasons. So there's a setting where it's like they stop working if there's enough. And I think for primitive scouting equipment, it's pretty low. There's enough, and we have 4 of them. So that means they did work there at some point. Or did we? I can't remember if we can actually test some subordinates. They're on recruit too. Yeah, there's a variety of reasons, and every time I look at this and I go, oh my God, it's broken, they're not getting hired. There's actually a reason, and we should put probably the reason. Oh no, produce as needed isn't on, so they should be producing. So we have this all unused remnants. They have to stockpile a certain amount before they'll let people work there, and that's what the quartermaster does. This guy's now on recruit, which is right. This was going to 0 originally, and that's been fixed. It says 0 production. There is a note in here of what. Man, to find it though, there's no search in here. I don't think. Oh, maybe you can search. I don't even know what we would search for. Stockpile. Low stockpile. Goods or the improvement is in storage or research. So something's hitting this low. It would be nice if I put what the fuck it was. It could be that thing. So it has to stockpile a certain amount of stuff before. Oh, did we just crash? Is it because this is open? Man, I have having a lot of crashing with Godot. I don't know if it's I don't know how to figure out if it's my game or not. Or if it's Godot, if it's my code or if it's Godot. All right, we got it. I think it's because I was clicked in here and I was searching. That would make sense. Let's go back to this. I wish I had put a different test thing. We could do that, actually. I wish I had put... Oh, we can do it with the Fisher shed. it's very hard to see the, oh, I'll keep clicking on this. We don't have a, we have 5 remnants. I'm trying to think if we could build, if we can get enough like wood. We can't get enough iron. Remnants we'll get from scavenging. But we don't have enough because it would kick out the. So let's let this run for a second. Let's do some exploration. Yeah. We can test this. Found wood. Thank you. We'll take that. All right, we're up to 45 remnants. We're also going to take. So this is part of the bug, is it doesn't show it. It's there, but it doesn't show it, or maybe it doesn't work. I don't think that one does work. If we're not getting that reward because there's something bizarre going on. I'm going to put that note in too. And that was what yesterday I was like, oh, we'll fix this one thing. It'll be quick. And then all these other issues they're all built around that same thing. It's because remnants are both a faction level and and I think I even marked, maybe we fixed that one thing. Story events with remnants are not giving rewards. This is related to the storage top bar issue. I usually try to never push code that's busted to main, but we're gonna do that today. You know, it's a learning experience, and I don't think I've ever done it this severely with something so severely broken. But we're gonna do it, and then I need to fix this probably offline because I have so what happens is when I look at something offline, I think it's because I'm not talking. I usually can solve it pretty quick, not always, but pretty quick. Let's see here. I was just making sure my stream was working. Converted warehouse. I was like, wait, but no. So now we have enough remnants so we can use the remnants here. I wonder if it takes off the remnants correctly. Well, look, it was at 45. Yeah, it did. It removes the remnants, right? So that worked. We need to wait for that to build. We've got a lumberjack station. Whoops. The construction. So everyone's working to build the Fisher shed, which is nice. We can check over here with our people. They're working. Maybe we want that to say build. Shouldn't it say build? No, it was completed. It says they're working there. So yeah, it must have something to do with the primitive scouting equipment. Let's see. We'll take the money. Take the junk, even though it doesn't work. We have a significant number of that crap. Let's see. Primitive scouting equipment. Input goods. Why was that checkboxed? Oh, it must have remembered from when I did the construction. We'll have to double check. See, it's getting so complicated. Nobody's working here. Yeah, so I'll put in a note. Man. Double check primitive scouting equipment. And people working there. It seems like people are not getting assigned to it. Yeah, I definitely don't usually. We've found like 5 bugs in the past 2 seconds here. But every time I've thought this was busted, it turns out it was working correctly according to. So I'll probably do this offline, which I also try to not do. I try to stream every single thing that I do. I wonder if we click this, what happens? A day has passed. Oh, it turned off. You know, it remembers where you were last scrolled to. Oh, look, iron is checked over here, too. It didn't turn off that one. It kind of remembers all those things, which it's supposed to remember some of them. It's supposed to remember, like, the last time you did it. Because it's, like, actually assigned to the thing. Why did I click on that? Yeah, produces needed is turned off. It keeps turning itself off. Which is weird, too. So that's another bug. We'll put this in here. We're going to have a bug hunt. Produce as needed. Maybe that's what I'll do instead, is I'll mentally prepare myself, because it's kind of demoralizing sometimes. You look at one bug and you find 200 lines of code that is old, so then you want to update the old code, but then updating the old code is it's fragile, so then as you go through and you fix it, you find other things, and it keeps turning itself off. Oh, I wonder, here, I'll put that in there. I wonder if it is doing that because it already has enough built, constructed. Built is fine. County improvement. Yeah, so far, normally when I see a bug, I'm going to put it in quotes, in county improvements, and then I go to fix it, I look at the code, and I'm like, oh, this is on purpose. This is some decision I made that I just forgot about. We'll put that on here, too. Yeah, maybe we'll do this, start working on this save, and then, like, the weekend after next, just, like, do a crazy bug hunt. Try to break everything again. And that will also, like, maybe we can... Lately, I've noticed that I've been making the code more sturdy. This shit's working great, though. What if I click produce as needed here? What happens? We're producing 13. The day has passed. It also turned itself off. I don't remember how that's supposed to work at all. I don't remember what the production needed thing. Okay, we can't explore here because we explored it to 100%. Why can't we build here? Or work? We should be able to work and build here. Good God, did we just find another bug? What is this one? This is scavenge. Yeah, we should be able to build and work. Yeah, we're definitely going to have a bug hunt next weekend. I wasn't mentally prepared for a bug hunt, like I said. So why wouldn't he be hypnotic crisis? How's it going? Crisis. I'll just call you Hypno. How are you? Trying to think why he wouldn't be able to build or work. There's no reason he shouldn't or she shouldn't be able to build or work. What happens if I have you scavenge? Doing all right. So it looks like scavenging is working, and they're on scavenge. Man, what is going on? Yeah, you know what I need to do too is have a day where I like, not a day, but a time stream where I just like try to play that. God damn it! I thought I switched that. Yes and the no thing, where we just test everything and try to break it again. So he can't or Deborah can't work or build either. Something broke there because they definitely should be able to. Well, let's look at the county improvements. Yeah, so here's they could construct a research office. It has none, so build should definitely, and we're in Wasco, so build should definitely be there for this person. So this person, we can see construct here. So build should be up, and then work should also be here because they should, besides this one, not hiring people. They should fire somebody and replace them. I mean, actually, I think it fires everybody and replaces them. Yeah, so that's another bug. That one I kind of want to look at now, but I'm not going to. Because otherwise we'll be stuck fixing these bugs. Because now there's like 6 of them. So what is this? Build and actually we'll make these 2 separate bugs so so that I can mark them off. What type of game are you making, Godot? Are you using C#? Also, build. Let's do hero. Hero build is grayed out when it shouldn't be. You know, we messed with those settings, and I thought we fixed them. Man, this thing's just filled. It's a bug-ridden disaster. Work. Hero work. GD script. 1-stage RPG. Like a roguelike or just straight up RPG? I'm a huge roguelike person. Hero work. It is grayed out when it shouldn't be. I wonder if it was grayed out before we started building stuff. All right, I'm not going to look at it, though, because I'll get sidetracked, and then that'll be 3 hours of me trying to fix this one fucking bug. I like how I did these differently. Move to top. All right, let's actually, do I have like a bug column? Because we'll bring that over if I do. And we'll stick everything in there. I know the storage has been janky. Well, it's good to hear someone who's set their goals the correct level. My goal is insane, and I should have picked something easier to start with. Have you checked out? It's on my desktop. Doors of Trithius. If you like roguelikes, you should check it out. It's fucking awesome. This little guy down there. What era? What is it fantasy game? Is it what was I doing here? Is it a futuristic game? Tell me about your RPG. I like RPGs a lot too. I bought Oblivion, and I wasn't actually that impressed. I kind of felt like the hype was too good for it. It was kind of tooltips. I don't see. Did I scroll past bugs? I swear I had like a bug thing in here. Known issues. So I guess we should do known issues. It's such a pain to move these things. No, we won't do known issues. That doesn't seem that, and it's also named wrong. It needs to have the dashes and stuff. It's not going good. Well, yesterday was a complete disaster. My whole stream it's 3 hours of me just looking like an idiot on the internet. So were you streaming? So it couldn't have been worse. So I empathize completely. And then I rolled back my code this morning because it was that bad. It was worthless. And I was worried that I had rolled back to the wrong. 99% of the time, I push the code at the end of the stream to a branch, and I wasn't 100% sure, but I still rolled back anyways. And if I would have lost the other code that we worked on, it would have been a bummer. I'm going to do a new column. I'm going to do a new column here. And even though this thing struggles with the number of columns it has, look at this. What's this? Are you supposed to be doing something? Bugs. Oh, I see what you're doing. And then I wish you could click on this and say like move to the, oh, look, how far will that go? 1? I need to go all the way to the left, man. And the worst part is when you delete code accidentally is when you try to recreate it, it never comes back exactly the same. Is this easier to do it this way? No, this is not easier. This is... Fuck it, I'm not even do this. I'm just going to delete this. This will take me 20 minutes to move this over. What we'll do is we'll just leave it here, because this is like the important in progress thing. But we are done with working on heroes for now and story events for now. So we can move this to here. And we can move this saving and loading, because that's going to be intense. In fact, it's almost seems like because we're going to have to change so much stuff when we do saving and loading. It almost seems like we're going to want to do that first and then fix these bugs, because we might have to work on the exact same thing. But I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'll do this shit offline. I try not to do that. So the top bar is fucked up and the storage is fucked up. Do you use GitHub? I highly recommend it. If you don't, it's free. For that reason. Okay, so we have these bugs that we gotta fix. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna merge this to main, even though it's all busted and shit. We didn't get any red bugs, so we exported it. Let's blast my eyes out here. Let's compress this all into one thing. 2D 4x zip file here. And that looks good. I can't remember. I never can remember. On Writer, it's slightly different. How to merge the branches. We want to go to... It's slightly different visual code. We want to go to Git. I don't think it's this. No. We want to switch to main. We want to go to branches. And we want to switch to main. And this one's called County Exploration. Merge, wait, rebase? No, merge main. Yeah, and so we'll switch to main, and then we merge County Exploration into main, not the other way around. So let's, I think we have to check out. I haven't done anything today? No. Just making sure we didn't need to push something. So then here we're on main. And then, yeah, there should be nothing here. Just making sure. What the fuck? Why is there a red? Oh, is it not done? Is it not done? You know, I did this earlier too. It like went through when I was fucking around with the Here, let's switch back. Can I just switch between these? Like click on them? Check out. Maybe I need to close all this shit. No, it flashed like it was closing. See, look at all these areas. It's still going though. It's still doing something. How do I know it's done? What is this? Is this a little bar? Is this telling me something? Maybe? Maybe it doesn't. Let's do file. Not close solution. I want to close all. Maybe you can right click on this. Close all but pinned. We want to go, so like what errors is it finding? How is this an error? This is in a, look how the summary is above. Some weird's going on here. I don't think we want to check out. I think we want to just switch branches. Recent. So let's go to main. What is our options here? New branch, checkout and rebase, onto, compare, show difference, update. No, I think it is checkout. I don't know what this is though. Like, look, this is not an error. This just should be commented out, and it's weird that this usage is down here. Look, now it's rethinking everything. See, it's like these are, this is like something else. This isn't from main. I wonder if it's because this is open. Oh yeah, it's trying to flip out over here. I think that would happen last time. It's like, it's confused by that thing being open, by Godot being open. Let's close all this stuff. Keep my hand away from the Control S because I love to Control S. I don't think I need to close everything on here. I think it was, so then let's go to branches again. Let's go to county exploration. I want to check out. This isn't, I can't right click on it. Maybe because I'm on here. It's incredibly easy to do with Visual Studio, so I don't know. Okay, what is this thing's problem? That's fine. I would like you to smart checkout. Your local changes to the following recruiter. Let's smart. So I guess we weren't. So we should be downloading all these from main, and main does not have any bugs. Let's go. So there's something got fucked up when I was doing. I think this happened last time too. Okay, so what branch are we on? We're on main now with 0 bugs. Yeah, Visual Studio just showed a list and you can like double click the, I like Writer way better, by the way. How do we know that I'm on the correct version? You know, I don't have any versioning in the code now that I think about it. The README doesn't have it either. So let's go to GitHub real quick and we'll start doing that. We'll go over to here as a noob. You gotta learn as you fuck shit up. Where am I going here? I need to go to releases. Oh, I don't want a new release though. I want to go to releases. We're on 007. So we'll go into the README. This is in main though. Let's add this. Let's switch. Let's check out this branch. And we'll see what happens here. Checking out shouldn't, if I, you know, I'm not a GitHub master, but checking out shouldn't fuck shit up. Yeah, I think it's because Godot was open. And so Godot is like asking in the background, like, do you want to rewrite this shit? Okay, so now we're on county exploration. Let's open up the README, which I probably should have, this seems like something I should have done a long time ago, is have the versioning in the README. Whoops. Go back to here. So this one, we're now going to be on version, right up here. We can go, what was it, 0.0.8. Is that right? Yep. And we'll save this. We'll push this. That's all that only changed. Updated README to have game version. Now we got to remember that too. Commit and push. Then we wait patiently. Like 90% of IT stuff is waiting. And in fact, it says something's not numbered correctly, and it is right. We're going to push this again. Oh, look, these have dashes. Wonder why I did dashes on those. Okay, let's push this again. Fixed numbering in README. Then we're going to merge it all. And I got to remember to close Godot when I'm doing this. Oh, those are the categories. That's why they don't have I thought one of these dashes was a different size than the other. Are you done? Why do you keep showing that to me? All right, so this is here. Now we can check out this one. This is completely updated with all of our bugs. We're going to merge now. We're going to go to branches. GitHub, branches. We're going to click on this one, and we want to merge this into main. And I thought it would ask me something. Is it done? Merged to main. Oh, and it has a little thing to delete that. That's interesting. I don't think Visual Studio did that. So now it's locally merged. I'm saying all this shit out loud so that it doesn't say up here, though. I think we have to push this now. Merged county exploration into main. Bug filled. Commit and push. But it will say, yeah, there's no files that have changed. Well, how do we look up here? It was recently pushed. But this would... Last month we did this? So we merged this. How do we push this? It's weird that it's different in push. Fix, I don't know why this changed. Fix story events, fix top bar, and use remnants for constructed, updated README. All right, push. Git is one of the things that's kind of interesting we often talk about jobs. It's weird that there's like this company. There's this company that is on the internet. I see this, it says right there, but I like to look through and make sure. Where's my README? 2 minutes ago. All right. And we can look here. Perfect. This README is going to get long. So it's kind of weird that there's like a third party that we have to just not necessarily trust. I guess it is trust. that we have to trust to not fuck us somehow. 264 issues. All right, so we've merged domain. We need to do a new release. And I never can remember how this shit works either. v00.8. Create new on publish. Release title. See, I do this every single time. I got to go back and I got to look at another one. What does this one say? I want them to be consistent. I want consistency. That is definitely what I want here. All right. Back to here. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, demoralizing to have a day of dog shit coding, but it, you know, I think it's just part of the game, you know, part of life, part of. All right, so the release title, it looks like I was doing two. No, I could have just clicked on the thing. So we're doing version 8, 2D. Do that. Put an 8 at the end. There's usually, here we go. Click this. Generate release notes. We're going to say this version has some issues with the top bar usage numbers, comma, remnants, remnant counting, and a variety. How the fuck do you spell anything? Variety of small bugs. I was gonna say we'll fix soon, but I don't think that we need to make such a promise, because then we're held to that promise. We'll drag this thing in here. You know, I think it says this every time, and I just like drag it again and it goes away. No, I'm in the wrong spot is what's happening. Go down here. Because there's the map file, that map that you see, when that thing's too big. It's too big because I don't want it to be a pixelated pixelated mess when you zoom into it. So it's really large, but it's not going to work that way when we get to the full thing. We'll have to do something. I'll have to figure out how we would do that. Like, I watch Splattercat videos. You guys should watch it too. They're like, he reviews like indie games. But he often talks about, like, when he sees like pixel art, like when you can zoom way out and zoom way in, there's a way to do it to make it like where it's actually like loading a different file when you zoom in. I feel like this line should actually be down here. And let's do this. We got all our stuff there. Preview. Yeah, whatever. Publish release. Sorry, I gotta look at my music. It seems it's music that that you guys can't hear. I was like, this sounds like heavy metal. It was Black Sabbath. I'm not a big heavy metal fan. I'm not like against it, but I used to be against it. I used to be like, fuck heavy metal. All right, publish this release. Stop procrastinating. All right, so then let's go back and delete these other releases. Let's delete this one. We'll leave like, all right, we gotta go to edit the release. How do we do this again? There's some weird way you gotta do this. Tags. It's this. No, it's not this. There's some way you gotta delete these things. It's kind of weird. Edit, I think it's under edit release. I can't remember. GitHub delete release. Well, managing. Stingle Wings, how's it going? Managing releases. Go on the navigate to releases. Releases. Oh, yeah. Here we go. And we delete this thing. And we'll leave this old version just for the fuck of it. And then let's go back, make sure that looks right. Sometimes it, yeah, whoops. Then we delete the tag. That's what we do. Then we go to here. We delete this tag. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right. This tag system's weird too. Woke up from a nap. Yeah. You know, I've been getting headaches. Actually, it stopped for the last week, but for like 2 weeks in a row, maybe 3 weeks, I was getting minor headaches in the morning. Like, not early morning, but like around now, actually. And it used to be when I drank a lot, I would get headaches, you know, from hangovers, but I'm holding up my coffee because like coffee would solve the problem. But coffee did not solve the problem with this. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a universal thing. Maybe that's why we're all so stupid now. We're just getting these headaches. There's something that's affecting us, and it gives it a side effect as headaches and stupidity. I'm not calling you stupid, by the way. Calling myself. I'm calling the world stupid. All right, so that's done. Let's open up Godot and see what weird shit just happened. We're gonna create a new branch, actually. Let's create a new branch while we're here. Can we just get rid of this crap? I guess we'll just hide it. So the new, we should delete. Let's delete that other branch that's sitting around while we're dicking around with this. So county exploration will leave there, but this last month thing. Yeah, we'll delete this one. You know, like it's always, there's all these people that are trying to figure out why everyone's so dumb. There's a big group of dumb shits trying to figure out why everyone's so dumb. And like, there's the leaded gas is an idea. Like, you know, they used to have leaded gas, and the guy who invented leaded gas, you know, whatever, it causes brain damage. That's one of them. Is it like maybe plastic is in your brain, microplastics float around in your brain, and so it makes you dumber. Like, I'm making my brain do things it wasn't designed for. Well, that might be a good thing. You know what I mean? Like stretching out your brain. It's probably not how brains work. But you know, like trying to create new paths in your brain. I don't think that there's pain nerves though. Yeah, neuroelasticity. Yeah. I don't think there's pain receptors in your brain though for that part. That's why they can like cut off part of your head and like poke around in your brain. It's because there's no pain receptors in there. It's like something else is in your brain is affecting your, I don't know, is affecting the area around your brain that causes the headaches. So I guess it's in the long term. All right, we're leaving that crap there. We deleted this thing. We don't care about that. I mean, I do care about that a little bit. It's nice that there's, you know, people. Yeah, the human body is pretty interesting. Also kind of gross. Pretty gross. Like, it's just oozing stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Like sweat, hair. I'm itchy all the time. Yeah, goose sacks. Yeah, that's a good... Oh, yeah, the whole thing. All right, we're done with this. We got to do a new branch. That's what we're doing. Branches. GitHub. New branch. New branch. So whatever we're going to do, this new branch is going to be called options menu. And this branch is probably going to be somewhat, I don't want a dash. I don't like dashes. We're going to call it options menu. This one's going to be somewhat, look at it. What the fuck is this? There we go. Somewhat short because we don't have that many options yet. But I wanted to get this going too because we're going to, the main option is, of course, saving and loading. It surprised you that we've lived this long? It is kind of interesting that we have survived as a species for this long. We're going to reopen this and see what kind of weird disasters happened because it was doing the files on disk thing. Yeah, and then we also have like built all this crap. Yeah, it is kind of interesting when you think about it long term, and that there were other types of humans that died off, you know, or joined us. And Neanderthals joined with us. They became us. We became them. I don't know. All right. There's no weirdness happened here. Let's hit play and just make sure that no shit went down. It says that there's an aggressive post was posted in Twitch moderation. I'm going to allow it. We fucked them out of existence. We did fuck them out of existence. Which, I mean, that's probably the best way to go, right? Like, it's if you if you're gonna have to like extermination or just hooking up, it's Twitch, you know. I think I'd rather have Twitch be a little overly aggressive on the moderation than not aggressive enough. All right, nothing's broken. Like there aren't airs flying here. I guess we should run it for a second. All right, there are a bunch of bugs. Oh my god, another one? Let's see. Oh, this one. Oh. You were trying. Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say the word viewers in my chat because of all the spammers. Okay. Let's see. So now what we got to do, now that we've done this, is we're going to need it. So on the game, basically, we're going to have to do two things. We're going to have to set up an escape key hits. If you hit escape, it's going to bring up something that goes over the top of this. It's going to pause the game as well, which we already kind of have all that built in. It's going to need a blocker panel that blocks everything so you can't click on shit in the background. Which all those things shouldn't be that hard. Let's first put in an escape key in here. We may already have one. Yeah, it's already in here. Oh, it's set to quit? What? I despise these, by the way. I want to rename all these. Is this used anywhere? It's called quit? Why would it be called quit? I don't see. Answer, how's it going? Let's see. Trying to think here. I don't think we use that. I don't want to call it a quit. If I delete it, what will happen? Um, do we have any bugs? That's the key. I didn't hit escape to see what would happen. Uh, yeah, I think, it could be from the, let's see, the map editor. Where's our map editor scene? Run this scene. Well, I deleted it, so. And it may have been in here. I wonder if I put that in there. Well, it's deleted now, but I'm not getting errors when I'm clicking on this. Look at this velocity thing, though. What is going on here? I think I was testing some movement on here. This is so long ago. Oh, look, there was no thing to maybe that's what it was for. Where am I? How's it going? What's left to be done? The whole thing. And stop doesn't seem to stop it either. Oh, it's because I have that open. What's up with that? With the map editor not having a thing? I always say that I'm 5 years out. 5 years out from being done. That's what I always say. I think it's because I'm hitting escape on here that this. No? Huh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with there, but we don't need the escape thing. We'll deal with the consequences. I'm feeling much more that we're getting there to a point where the game will be playable, still not fun. So there's it's currently playable. It's not a game. It's playable and it's not fun. But we will get to the point where it is a game, it's playable, and it's not fun. And then we'll get to the point where it's a game, it's playable, and it is fun. But right now we're on, it's playable, it's not a game, it's not fun. I rearranged the order then. So you can download, I just pushed a thing to main. You can download and play it, but there's test stuff in there. This one has bugs too. It's got a ways to go. So, but each step has become slightly easier. So escape maybe I was testing escape or something, and I just left it in there. This should be options. I don't like that this is all lowercase. This is some GD script dog shit. All right, options. We'll add it. We'll add this thing. And we're just gonna, whoops. We're gonna hit escape. We hit OK. So now if we say options somewhere, it is a huge project. And I was saying this earlier to someone else in chat, and they had mentioned that they were working on their first game, and it was a smaller RPG. And I was saying I definitely should have done that. Something that I could have completed in a reasonable amount of time. Because then you can feel like you've checked off each box. You know what I mean? Like you've gone through the whole process. And I think what's going to happen is as I go through each part of the process with this game, I'm going to run into things that are going to cause major rewrites. I mean, this has already happened, but even the process of getting it on Steam and stuff like that, it would be nice to know what I'm running into, especially because it's going to be multiplayer. So what do I'm going to have to do with Steam? Multiplayer later, you know what I mean? If you knew the whole process, you're already way a step ahead. Even if you're just releasing, let's say you made a small, side scroller, and it's for free, just so you can know. Um, yeah, and that's I'm also still learning, and so I go back and rewrite the code, and it's better, I hope. And the systems are better, I think, and they're less fragile. We're running into right now, like the bugs that we've encountered are because my old code is like the systems aren't there. It's just kind of garbage, and it barely works, and I need to go back and read. That's why yesterday was a wash, because everything was fucked up. Anyways, we have the escape thing. We need to go to player controls. We could probably close a huge number of these things for now. In fact, let's close all these except for these two. Yeah. The grand idea is that it's a strategy game. And sorry, I looked at this and I was like, this also was a cause of a lot of problems, this Godot bug. And I wonder if they'll ever fix that. They probably will not. So yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic strategy game. It's a map painter, as sometimes they call it, because you're like supposed to take over the world. It's just going to take place in North America, though, for now. Because one of the problems, so it's inspired by like Dominions and the Paradox games like CK3 and stuff. One of the problems with those games is that they run so bad late game. And so I want to restrict it to North America for now, and then once like it's been fully optimized, then start adding more parts. But maybe it will never be able to be more than North America, just because of the optimization. But yeah, so the first thing we're going to need, and this is going to go on top of all these other things. So I'm thinking, I guess we'll put it at the bottom. We're going to need a control. Oh, actually, let's look at the player controls. Speaking of controls, player controls. I have a scene called player controls, and then I have a script. Stardew Valley is a pretty impressive game, though. I think that guy is still working on it, too. I bought my mom and stepdad a PlayStation, and I got him Stardew Valley and Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 2 was too hard for him. But my mom loves Stardew Valley. I don't know if she's still playing it, but for a while she said that she played it like every day for an hour. Do some farming. We need to go through here. Actually, we need to put a panel in first. Let's put this panel in. We're going to do a control. And that's not where that goes. And put this control here. We're going to call this the options control. And then we're going to add, we'll just add a label now, because we just want to make sure this works. And we'll put in this thing, we'll say options. We got to make sure the escape key works first. And then in this, we're going to need a script on that thing. So let's create a script on here. That's the problem. That's literally the problem. Is my mom especially cannot do the controller. She can only either move Arthur or adjust the camera. She can't do it at both at the same time, and it very much surprised me, honestly. And I don't know what the deal is, because I mean, I guess when I was a kid, I was using like joysticks and stuff, and I'm sure at some point there was someone handed me a controller and I had to figure it out, and then using both sticks at the same time, because you got to use both sticks. One stick moves Arthur and the one moves the camera. But even then, I learned it at some point, and I kept telling her. So now we're going to talk about this for a long time. I kept telling her, because she was, whoops, we went back into scenes. We want scripts. Because they were straight up my stepdad too, but my mom was more interested in trying it out. Um, I was like, let's redo the tutorial, because by the time that she was getting somewhat okay at it, she had forgotten the controls, but she didn't want to go redo the tutorial. I don't know if it was a pride thing or what, but I was like, let's just redo the tutorial. What the fuck? Also, and it's kind of the beginning of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I love that game. It's one of my favorite games. Yeah, the beginning kind of sucks. We need to make this an instance. Options, control, instance. Do the thing. Do the thing for me. You're not going to do this. Public, static, options, control. You're not going to do the thing for me, huh? Get, there we go. Private set. Public, override. Ready. Yep. Okay, so we have this instance, but what's also sticking here? Actually, I guess we won't just put a label in here. We'll put a panel container so we can work with that. TikTok, you know, I don't know anything. Well, I have a friend. How old is she? She's probably 35, 37 or something. Why is this not working? I must not have the right thing selected. I'm right-clicking on the thing, and that's not how Godot works. We'll stick a label in here. Options. That uses TikTok and sends me TikTok videos, but I can't watch them because I don't have a TikTok account. Sometimes I think it lets me, but generally it doesn't. Then we'll put in here public, private, private, panel container, options, panel container. Please, fingers. Would you please work? Private, and we need an export on this puppy. And then over here, we need to build this. We don't need this. We don't need this right now. In fact, I don't know if we need this. I mean, we're going to need the panel container, but I don't know if we need it up here. I'll drag it in here anyways, but let's go back to our controls here. What do we got going on? Somewhere there should be like WASD in here. Here's a space. Pause time. We could just shove it right here. Options. Yeah, I don't like this at all. And then we'll go options, control, instance, yep, show. I haven't gone to the new update yet. You're talking about 4.5. I haven't gone to it yet. I'm waiting until it's past the dev one. I used to be on the cutting edge. I used to try to keep on the cutting edge, but I got tired of testing their code because sometimes the stuff was pretty. There's one issue that kind of made me stop, and I wish I could remember what it was, because there's a guy who was kind of freaking out in the issues, and I agreed with the dude. Everyone was kind of like, man, you're kind of having a flip out here, you know, chill out. So the issue was, I remember what it did. They released a dev build. It's probably not in here anymore, but I'm wondering if the issue is still in here, like, because the guy was flipping out. C# won't build. So they probably deleted it or closed it or whatever. So basically they released a dev version. I downloaded it, did some changes. It seemed like it was working fine, but in reality, the build button didn't fucking work. You couldn't build a C# project. And so the guy going into the issues, he opened an issue, and he said, you should fucking test that you can build a C# before you release it. And they were kind of like, well, meh, it's up to you guys to test it. And I thought that was kind of like a bad move on their part. What they should have said was, you're absolutely right. Before we release a version, we should make sure you can build in C# because you can't program. And so the thing was, it was acting like it was building, but then it would throw other weird bugs. So you would waste your time trying to fix the bugs that you thought existed. The new bugs, but it wasn't. It was Godot. And so, yeah. That's one of the reasons I was like, I'm not gonna go. I'm hitting escape, just so you know. Nothing seemed to be happening. Do we have any way to know? Yeah, it should say options somewhere. Oh, it does. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Casper, how's it going? But you got rid of your reoccurring. I did get rid of that. That's a Godot issue as well. And they need to fix it, and they haven't. I was just saying, because it's causing other issues. Not being able to initialize your arrays. Oh, we need to hide this. Doesn't really do any good if it's open. If you can't initialize your arrays at the top of the script, it's a fucking problem, man. And that's another thing that I think that that worked because that appeared. That they need to like I asked in the issue, how do you bump this to make them care about it more? Because it's kind of major. Like I literally just pointed out like 10 minutes ago that I don't know where it was. Right here. Like having the fact that you can't do this here is bad. And that's so that's a Godot problem. It seems like they don't test or care. So I'm beginning to think. So I'm thinking that maybe I misunderstand how this open source project works. This is what I'm thinking. Because lately I've been like, because I'm always complaining, and I'm like about how it works. 27C to F. 80. Wait, 40C. Here, we'll do it over here. 104. Hopefully it's a dry heat. But yeah, where am I? I'm thinking that maybe I don't understand how the open source project works. So this is, I am always assuming that there's a group of developers that are being paid with the donation money to work on improving the engine and fixing bugs. But I think, and then other people can submit their changes and things that they've added, bugs they've fixed, whatever, and then those same developers double check their work, and then they accept the push, whatever, the pull request, or whatever. So that's how I think it works. But in reality, I don't think it works that way. I think the developers are adding new features, and they leave it up to the community to do everything else. So when you have an issue, such as the issue that I have, which I'm going to pull up right now. I can't remember the name of it, but I know that someone just commented on it, so I'm pulling up my Gmail. Oh, they closed it? They closed the issue. Why is it closed? So So I think like when I open this issue, for example, the head developers are never going to fix this. I don't think that's even how it works. I mean, I'm beginning to think that that's not their job. And I assume that you would bump this and they would say, this is a major fucking issue. I don't know. I just noticed that this latest email said close. And it's definitely like it's a Godot issue because all these people are having it. It didn't happen before. So I think how it works is they do the releases and then it's up to the community to fix it. And so if the community doesn't give a fuck, it never gets fixed. This one I haven't looked at. This is March 10th. Oh no, I did. 25th. This is the guy who completed. Oh, so this bug was made apparent by edge case that was not an edge case. You mean using the export variable? Or well, not variable. It's not variable. It's exporting. The buy map is reset every time a project is rebuilt. So maybe I'm questioning myself. Maybe they do come back and fix it. Isn't this the head guy? Juan? I don't know. This means that all the scripts need to be reloaded. The instance of these scripts in the scene need to be refreshed so their exports are correct again. Type collections that contain script objects require blah blah blah. The fix here is to populate the .NET script type by map and update some types. And okay, so maybe they did. So then maybe this is, except that somebody just commented on this. Well, I'm glad we got on this conversation so that I can see that maybe they are going to fix it, because I think the part of the issue yesterday that we had a completely wasted stream was because of these things, this not being able to initialize it at the beginning. But this guy's doing it in 4.41, and that thing is going to be for dev whatever, 4.5 dev whatever. Here's a workaround. Yeah, so I don't know how this works, how their structure is, what the plan, like, so, but I'm beginning to think that it's not how I think it is. So one of the things that kind of blows my mind with this, since we're talking about this, well, thank you. So like these ones, so this is a 10-year-old issue. Since we're talking about this, if you sort this by oldest, here we go. This is the fucking, this happened yesterday. I was like, this is the bane of my existence. This thing's 9 years old. Fix it or close it. Like, say that we're never going to fix this. You can't have 9-year-old issues floating around. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, it's well, look, they looked at it a year ago, 6 months ago. So yeah, this is one of the things that, like, I don't understand how they operate, and it doesn't mean that they're wrong. I think they're wrong, but it doesn't mean, it could be I'm wrong, because I don't understand how they operate. So like, I don't understand like why they don't address these ancient issues. And when I say address, it might be, sorry, we're not going to fix it. You know what I mean? Because there might be stuff that it would be impossible to fix. And that's like they without rewriting the whole engine. So they could just say though in the issue, look, the way we have this, there's no way to fix this, so we're closing it. But you don't, like, This is crazy to me that there's these issues that are so old. Um, like, and so this is a discussion. Is there really a discussion? Is this discussion mean anything at this point? Like, has this issue not been inadvertently changed so dramatically that this doesn't matter anymore? It's 9 years old. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. That's the reason I'm so passionate about this, is because that's what I would not allow this. And I'm not a developer, obviously, but I would not let a 9-year-old issue float around in my queue. That would drive me nuts. I would figure out some way, or I would bump it. If, let's say this is a continued discussion, I would forward it and make it a new issue, like not like a somehow continuation of this one. I would not have a 9-year-old issue sitting around that there's a discussion. Well, I'm on the wrong one. This one. Documentation. Oh, it says documentation. No, this is a different one. I don't know. I scrolled away from the other one. Like, here's another 9-year-old discussion. Here's the one I was talking about. Core. Like, when was the last time somebody talked about anything in this? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, somebody did a test. So, like, so what is the deal? Like, how does this work? I don't know how it works. Like, does anyone care? When I say anyone, like, obviously these people it's affecting care, but like this guy tested it. So is there any, like, how is the workflow? Like, how does this workflow work? Where they, like, why did no one fuck with this for 3 years? I saw it 2018, then it jumped. Yeah, like right here. Oh no, there's still, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the organization works, and I don't know if it's because this is how it's supposed to work, and I'm just ignorant of how open source stuff works. Oh shit, I didn't take my break. I was yammering, I was venting about Godot, and I missed my break. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll start working. I mean, we got the escape key to work, so we just gotta start populating it. And it's actually not gonna have that much stuff until later. It's gonna have a lot of stuff. All right, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I am back, and let me turn on my break timer. Let me roll forward on my chair. Start this music you guys can't hear. All right, options panel. The thing comes up. Lucky, how's it going? Let's make it so we can see this panel. Let's make this panel work correctly here. Man, I'm just so far over that. We want this thing to fill up the whole thing. That's not right. Container sizing. Fill. Why aren't you filling? We want you to be centered, but not full. Why aren't you centered? I always you got to do this every time. You got to if you haven't worked with the whatchamacallit, the UI in a while, you got to remember how this shit works. Center. I don't think this control. Yeah, this control's not working right. We want you to fill. There we go. That was the wrong button. So this thing's filled. This thing's in the middle. We do want this to be a set size though, so we'll make it a whatever, 200 by 400. That's ugly. It also doesn't look very centered. There we go. We need to pull up our translation, of course. Translation, localization. Okay, there we go. This again, we need a word. I don't think we... Nope. All right, we're gonna add this to the bottom. Word, options, translate this. I think this, no, we're gonna be in here a bunch actually. So we'll leave this thing open. Look at that, it has a new line at the end. Just to make my life difficult. I don't actually think it will come through though. But options, we'll copy this thing. We'll go back over here. We'll do this. We'll get rid of that new line. We want this thing to be at the top though, so we'll go top. And we want it to be centered. Center. We're gonna need buttons then. We're gonna need a V-box, like I always say, if you have problems with UI stuff, just add more V-boxes and H-boxes. It solves all of your problems. Then we're gonna add in a button. And then we need another button. So we're gonna have, this will be save. We're gonna do load. So we're gonna need those words. Word, save, word, load, and I think we're gonna want to put in, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I think we're gonna want to put in those are some small ass buttons. We're gonna want to put in like a hidden, we're gonna, it won't be hidden for now, but we're gonna want developer options, which will be, so what I want to do is this globals thing that we're always fucking with, I want us to be able to fuck with it in the game. I don't know how catastrophic that's gonna be, but there are things that I want to be able to adjust, that I don't want to be in this options. I want it to be in a special developer options thing so that we could have like a secret developer options thing at some point. We can hide it. So we'll do something. We'll have it here, but unused, I think, for now. developer options, and this will bring up another panel. We should have done this differently, though. We should have made this minimum size something. 50? No, not 50. We're at 200. What if we do 150 and 50? It's on expand, though. Yeah, it's going to fill horizontally. The smallest it will get is 150 and 50. So because we want these to be kind of big. So we should have done, in this label, yeah, the label's fine, who gives a fuck. I think I can select these all and set their 150 and 50. Okay, it doesn't work that way, because why would it, right? Why would that work that way? 150, nope. I guess that did work. We got to put the 50 in there. 50, not 580. There we go. And then we'll go back over here. We'll do a phrase, developer options. And then it's going to say save, say load, and developer options. Then we're going to copy this crap. Copy this crap. Copy this crap. I'm back to heavy metal. How did this happen? Is it? What's a highlight of? Wait. Oh, I see what happened. This all went in. What the fuck? There we go. Save that. I haven't looked at it recently. I actually, Batman. Oh, is that the thing you were talking about? Red Dead Redemption 2 for $15? Wow, that's pretty. Those Red Dead. I was just talking about Red Dead Redemption. It's usually pretty expensive. Yeah, I've never played the Batman ones. How old are those games? The Batman ones. Not Red Dead Redemption. What is going on here? I was going to hope that that's right. All right, so we have these things. We're going to leave this extra stuff because we are going to have like graphical options, whatever, in here. Probably. So we're just going to leave this bigger to start for now. I guess we could make it squish. We could do I'm on the wrong thing. No, I'm on the right thing. Your thing was 150. Center. Where's my minimum size? I was just looking at it. Container. This one should be that size. We need the blocker panel too. Battlefront 2? Is that the Star Wars one? I remember recently reading about some people, whatever, like Reddit or something, saying that that was one of like the best. This one doesn't have, where did I type in that 400 thing? The V-Box container must be it. No? It's filling up this thing. There we go. I just needed to reset its problems there. Let's double check that this is centered. It's not. Darth Wars. Yes. All right, we're going to save this. We're going to skip the music that you guys can hear. We're going to pick some different music. Here, Wolf Parade will do it, even though it kind of burned out on Wolf Parade. We're going to hide this. We're going to save this and close that, re-import this thing. The exciting, always have to re-import. It doesn't re-import itself if you restart Godot either. You would think it would, but it doesn't. Yeah, but back to my ranting about the Godot engine, I still think it's better than Unity, and you're also not screwed if Unity does something crazy like they often do. All right, we hit escape. We can still do stuff, so we need to put the blocker panel on here. These are not... I clicked through. These aren't going to do anything yet. I'm clicking through these. So the blocker panel, generally... How was I doing this before? I think I was doing, you know, maybe we can do it with this control. No, it's already on stop. I can't remember what I was using. What's something else that pops up that we block things with? What's the thing I always complain about? It's the population description panel, maybe. I don't see. Let's search, because I think I always call it like a blocker. Yeah, click blocker panel. What is this thing? It's literally a panel. Can I copy this? Let's copy that. I think it only copied the... Why isn't there a search? Can I complain about this again? Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can complain about it. I can't paste that in there. Because why isn't this a search? I'm going to complain about this every time. Why isn't this a search? Instead of... Because where the fuck is this thing? How the fuck would I know? It's filtered in it. Why can't it search for it? I'm going to look in the Godot issues. I want there to be a fucking search. Why is there no search? Am I the only person who wants a search? Search, filter. Am I doing it wrong? I feel like someone in chat would have told me at this point. They would have been like, hey, dumb fuck, you click this button and it searches. It's still... Why not expand option panel on full screen? It doesn't work. Oh, you mean like cover the whole screen? I don't want to. No, most games don't do that. Most games don't have a thing that covers the whole screen. It's just a little panel. So what we'll do is we'll put this blocker panel. I think it has to be between these two. And we'll, I have a theme for this somewhere. Blocker panel. And we'll go like this. Nope, not there. It needs to go here. And then we'll go full. Then we'll go... So it's still not going to block the mouse, I don't think. We got to do something else to make it actually... Yeah, that's what I want, is like that. I don't think it's going to actually block the mouse, though. Because, yeah, it doesn't. So what we got to do is we got to stick a script on it. What does this other blocker panel have? It doesn't have a script. So we must, I should probably call it the same thing. We must have it attached somewhere else. So I think, we have a thing in... We have a thing I'm trying to remember how the fuck I did that. If only I could find. If only there was a search. Because I want to look at, if I click on this, okay, I can't like double click it. If I select it, will it stay selected? Maybe in one of these things. Map editor? I can't remember where I did this. Research panel? That's a possibility. No, those are full screen. And I have a theme that I don't like, but we could use. Here it is. It does say stay selected. Where is this thing? County improvement. Really? How did we make this blocker panel block stuff? What does this mouse say? It says the same. Does it actually work? Does it actually work? It might not even work. So that's the county improvements control. Let's see. How can we test this? Something down here. If I click down here, we would be on a different place. So it does work. I also was thinking about this last night. I don't know why this particular X button popped in my head last night, but I think this should be on the right side. MIG switch force. Let's see what type of music this is. Rescue girl. It came up. Oh, it's from like some anime. I'm scared to click on it. It might be strange. Anyways, yeah, for some reason I was like, this is how Macs do it. They have it on the left. Oh, it's a game. Should I not be scared? What's the name of the game? Rescue Mighty Switch Force 2? All right, let me pause my where'd it go? I know you guys can't hear this because I'm scared. That the fear. It's very loud. Oh, they're going for like 70s. 70s, whatchamacallit. Oh, I turned it on so you guys could hear it, but it's not working. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Yeah, they're going for like 70s. What is the name of that? YMCA? I'm gonna close this crap. Okay. Yeah, so that works with this, but I wonder if that blocker panel is not working how I... See, I don't like this gray thing. That's the theme. Yeah. This is the theme that does that. We could assign the theme. But I don't like that. I don't like this gray shit. I mean, I'd rather have it like this. This is how I want it. So we'll have to do it. Oh, we need to get a way to get out of this. Now you're just stuck in this forever. So let's fix the clicker, because you can see that that the mouse is going through it. It doesn't stop it. So I don't know if this is even doing anything. I'm laughing. The guy, the background singer. Is this game good? I'm not into side scrollers. Not into side scrollers. Except for once in a blue moon, I'll play a side scroller, but I generally am not. And for some reason, that seems like that would be a side scroller. Gotta go back over here. Oh, you're probably right. There's a lot of this song on YouTube though. This is from YouTube. Is that the thing? If you stop talking that you're not? What is it? It's like a critical analysis. You have to be doing I don't think it's critical though. You have to be an analysis of what's playing, or it doesn't. You get a DMCA. All right, I'm turning it off though because I'll forget. All right, I'll forget later, and I'll be my other music, which will. That's why you guys can't hear my music and I don't want to deal with the having separate channels. Yeah, exactly. You have to be it doesn't have to be critical because you could like it, right? I don't. That's all I have to say about it though. I love it. Okay, so let's put the blocker panel in here. Did that look how I want? Oh, we'll come back to that. So I think what I did is I have in globals. So what we'll do we're gonna do a this makes sense. I'm always talking about maybe we don't need that. No, we do, to make the gray how I want it. Let's see. I'm always saying I don't want to use these, but actually I like the visibility changed one. So what we want to do is have a signal for when we actually can do it with this one. We want to connect this. So we're going to do public or private void on options control visibility changed. And then we're going to do that. I don't know why I did that clicking noise, but we're going to say GD print if visible equals true, we're going to do something. GD print panel is visible, else. Okay. Turbo, how's it going? I'm working on a strategy game very slowly. I mean, right now we're working on the options panel so that you can save the game, because we need to get to the saving sooner than later, because it's going to change a lot of stuff. We need to build this. Basically, there's way. I'm going to try to use the resource saver in Godot, which I used in another game, and it was actually made it really easy to save stuff. So I'm going to try to use that, but it requires that you put export in front of everything, which doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, except you can't put export in front of a C# list. And so I used the Godot lists for many things, but that causes its own problems. So there's give or take, I guess, happening, and I have a feeling that we're going to have to do some major changes two things, and we've already gotten really far in and have a ton of variables to make sure things are getting saved right. And we might even need to abandon the whole idea of saving things with the resource saver that's built into Godot. That is something that is possible, which would be a bummer to not be able to use that. But we would save it like as JSON or something. Brooklyn 99, I have. Okay, so escape still works, but we can still click through this, but we can't. So if we hit escape again, we need to make this go away. We need to have a bool somewhere that says, actually, we can do this with this thing. We can go, where did I put that escape thing? If options control instance visible is true, we need you down here, else show, come here, hide. And we'll control everything with that on visible thing. I've been seeing a lot of clips on Reddit with Brooklyn 99. I wonder why. Like, is that back in the collective conscious? Because didn't that game TV show come out a long time ago? Okay, so hitting escape now turns it on and off. Which is obviously what you want. It's not pausing the time, but we're going to do all that soon. Actually, no, it is not pausing. I was just making sure that it was not pausing the time. I wish I could automate that instead of having to put it in each options thing. There's a thing here. We can use this. So this is the way I think I was doing it before, is I was just kicking off the controls completely. I wonder though, where was this? This is under pause time. So we can't have this in here. What other player controls is that bool control? Did it? It doesn't warn me when that happens. Oh, it doesn't even say in YouTube chat either that it did that. Doesn't say anything. Huh. That's weird. Twitch, it tells, and it actually posts that. I don't think you guys can see it, but it posts on my side to say that something's been blocked. So for this, I don't see, what is this in? Okay, this is in input, and I had an idea that we might want to do. So is equal approximate is when you're like this one, it's whatever is close enough. So like usually when you're dealing with like floats or something, I think is what I understand. A lot of times I use it when you're moving to like you have somebody moving, it's like the float is so small to try to get it, you got to hit the exact, whatever. It's 8 digits, 8 decimal places out. And so if you use the approximate one, it's whatever, it's close enough. The human eye can't tell. You may be able to adjust the threshold. This is a Godot color thing, though. Usually, I'm surprised this is here. Are you? I like so. I, tell me about what strategy games you like because I'm always curious because I'm always looking for new ones too. Looking for new ones. Um, the C. So I came from Unity, which is why I use C sharp. Um, usually like equals approximate. I usually use that when I have stuff moving. But I got this code actually from somebody else. I stole their code. He comes into chat sometimes, so I don't feel bad about it. He said I could. Um, But yeah, it's slow going because I also only work on the weekends. Right now, we only have Oregon and one county in Washington, but the plan is to do all of North America. You can download it's open source. You can download it, but it's I was saying earlier, you can steal this code too. Yeah, he actually put it online. It's on my README. It's if you go to the README, it's Wind of Flatus. He has his is I think that was 2 years ago that he did that. Wow. We can see right here. Yeah, his is in GD print or GD print. I'm saying GD print so often. The goddamn print. But his actually is more. So the map editor that I have in mind is this thing is kind of based on his. Him and another guy were like the people who suggested that I do it a different way than the way I was doing it before. His is farther along than his map editor is farther along than mine is, by far. And then I guess he stopped working on it. I haven't actually seen him around. I wonder if he's got a different. He has one issue, a different branch. Nope. But yeah, it's all there. GD print. We don't need that up. What was I doing? Oh, I was trying to see if. So we don't want to turn off the controls. I mean, we do for this thing, for pause time. So I think what we got to do, though, because we need the escape key to work, but we need this to not work. Because you need to be able to. So we need to take that out. And I think we'll put this here. So we need the escape key to work, but this to be paused. And then the other thing we need to do, though, is I think we need to make it so that the other commands are the distraction's what I want, right? I want to then I can be like, man, I didn't make any progress. Jeez, it's chat's fault. Fucking chat. Where was that one thing? So yeah, okay, wait, we can do this because I don't like jamming a bunch of shit into player controls. I mean, there already is. So let's go back to this. Let's copy this. This should turn off the. Oh, we don't have a namespace. My namespace. And we're going to do the thing. Actually, speaking of Wind of Flatus, he was the person who said you can just put a semicolon at the end of that instead of having that all in the. I used to do it where there was squigs. We don't need this anymore. And so then we need to make this come down here and say true. And I don't think that this controls the mouse stuff, though. We'll see in a second by running this. And I'm going to take a break, too. I took a later break earlier. Yeah, I'm always looking for strategy games. And it's a bummer that there aren't more of them, but I kind of understand it. I don't know why I'm clicking on that. We can't pause and unpause it, which is what we want. And we're no longer selecting things. So that's the way I was doing it instead of, so that blocker thing probably doesn't even do anything anymore. But this does gray. I want it to be gray like this. You know how like when you turn on it, when you hit space on it or escape on it, a lot of games it shows that, not that other gray panel. That other gray panel is fucking ugly. Just gonna make sure I can't click on anything. Double check here. When we can, it looks like click on this stuff. So that's what we want. This option is kind of ugly. Everything's kind of ugly, but this is good enough for now. And we're not going to do anything with the developer options, but we are going to do this stuff. We're going to have to set up a save system. What if it's paused? Okay, time still is passing, so we need to have the other pause thing. So when we need it to pause when it does that. So let's fix that. I think we have this. I'm not sure if this is going to work how we want it to, though. I think we might need to use the spacebar one. There's a special one for spacebar. And I think it might be the same. We'll see. There's a bunch of, did I save that? There's a bunch of there's basically accounts panels, and there's a bunch of things we have to test here. So that actually changed to paused, which is kind of interesting. I mean, that's good. So what are the different ways we have to test this? I think it's just these two. That seems to have worked. There's some other thing that can happen, and I can't remember what it is. Well, there's something. So you can open this when another panel is open. Do we want that? So let's see. The game's paused. We go into research. We hit escape. We can't do anything here. It's still paused. We go into research. It's paused it in the background. We hit this. Do we know? Okay, it's still paused in the background. We go back to there, and now it's unpaused. See, that's part of the problem. It's not counting. We need to save. Can it be a serialized and dictionary read back from there? So the Turbo, the resource saver does all that stuff, and so I'm hoping that's part of this. That's part of this export thing that I was talking about. So if you put export on here, it does the serialization, from what I understand. I have another game that it saves in it. It's so easy to save in my other game. It's very, very simple, though. It's like in the infancy. But it saves all this stuff. Let me go to it. There's a save game somewhere in here. So it puts it in automatically, puts it in your app data, and make this a little bigger here. And then under app user data. And so these are all the different games that use Godot. It's saved in here. And you can see also like my old attempts get saved in here. The one I'm thinking of though is Hex Panzer. And then I create this folder, and then it has a save game in here. And so this comes out. This is like the inventory is saved and everything. And so this is the resource file. So I'm using a Godot resource in the other game that has equipment name, description. I'm not doing any translations in my other game. I don't give a fuck. It's such a pain in my ass. I'm just fucking throwing. I don't even follow any of my. I have all these rules that I made up. Don't follow any of them. I just throw all the shit in there. But so like basically what I'm telling it to do in the other one, I can show you that too. Um, we don't need this hex panzer. It's in, I think it's in this auto load actually. So this is these are, I put all of the scenes. So I do things completely differently in this one, where each scene is like you're going between all these scenes. In this game, it's all just one giant scene because that's how the game is. You know, it's just one scene with like a ton of UI shit. In this one, there's a bunch of little scenes. So then here's the save game data. It just created. It's new. So when I save a game, I create the folder. We're gonna be looking at this, and I have it print the vehicle data to the console so I can make sure it's saving. But all I do is I just say resource saver save this save game and then the file name, and it would be a different file name because I only have this is it, and that's so fucking easy. That's the way I want to do it, but I have a feeling it's not going to work because of the number of variables I have. And so basically when things change, I just update what's been assigned to the save game. And where was I doing that? Is it a public class? I don't think it's a public class. The done button actually saves. What happened to the script? Where's the script for the done button? Let me look at this thing again. There's another place where, I think it's called vehicle. Vehicle controller or something like that. I cannot remember. It's called the vehicle something or other. Vehicle controller. Why are you asking me this all the time now? See, this is the namespace thing I was talking about the other day too, where like this game, it puts the actual path, and then in my current game, the namespace, it just wants the blob. I can't remember, but I probably should open it up anyways, wherever the fuck it is, because we're gonna need it. But it basically, I just have a dictionary of the vehicles that the player has. There's one player. I want to do multiplayer, but it just just adds the vehicle to the dictionary. The vehicle. So there's two. There's actually two. Two things. So this is I can't click through to it. Maybe it's in save game data. It probably is. That's where it is. Where are you? Save game data. Why are you in your where have I hidden you? Where's that missing done button is? I guess I could search. Oh, did I get saved to somewhere strange? Resources, here we go. It's right here. Why are you asking me this? I'm gonna take a break in a second too. So literally it's just a list of vehicles and a list of equipment. And so then all I do is I just add when the vehicle, the vehicle has all of the information. The vehicle's a Godot resource as well. Oh, I was hoping it would have a checkbox to say stop fucking asking me this. So like the vehicle has, there's equipment slots in the vehicle. It has a list of all the equipment. All this crap is in the vehicle. So the vehicle just gets, which is a Godot resource. that gets added to the save game. And when it changes, I just take out that vehicle because it's just like a list. I think it was a dictionary for a while. But yeah, I just take that out and add in the new one. It's the same one and just replace it or whatever. Same with the equipment. There's an equipment list of all of the equipment that the player owns, because you can in this game you can like equip your vehicles like their characters. You know what I mean? Like you equip new guns or whatever. Um, and that's literally it. And then in this, it just saves that same game to this thing. And because I am just in testing, it just always names it that. And then in this thing, these are just all of their resources. We're going to get very familiar with this in a second here because we're going to be fucking with this. And like this is just a test Stannard with a typo in it. And it like just puts all this stuff in here. It does all the serialization and stuff automatically. So I would like to do that because I'm lazy. And it works and it loads and everything is like you just pick. You just get least. Yep, that's it. So we'll see, but I think it's going to be quite difficult. So another thing I was thinking about too is in the real game here, wherever it is, when you spawn someone. So let's say that guy's midway through moving. We need to, when we load the game, we're going to have to not only um, put their position and stuff, which it knows its position, so that like not just that though, we're also going to have to put its velocity and stuff so it continues moving. Because when you unpause it, it should continue. Well, I mean, it's going to do it now, but when you load the game, oh, we got that little jitter thing. And that's going to be weird. All right, I'm going to take a quick break though, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes here. Let me stop my music you guys can't hear and throw my break timer, and I will be right back. All right, I am back, and I was trying to not work on the saving thing. All right. I got to do it though. Um, so how are we gonna do this? We got our things here. This seems to work, except for this. Maybe we should make it that if a panel's open, you can't save it. I'm trying to think if can you save it? There's no panels that cover the whole screen like that though. And CK3 or Victoria 3. What about in whatchamacallit? Stellaris. Oh, look at that. I can unpause it because it turns the controls back on. All right, so what we got to do is make this not work if there's a panel open. That's the key, I think. I can put off save stuff for one more day. Let's close this thing so I don't wonder what the fuck this is later. All right, how do we do that? So how are we doing it before? We were using that, we were putting it in controls. So how did it, in the player controls, we were turning off escape if a panel was, or this pause time if a panel, so we would put this in here, but we need this to work. What does this thing do? It's true. Oh, wait, we can't just stick this in here. We can just stick this in here, I think. No, wait. Go back. We need this thing. I think. Let's put a line there. No, we're fine there. Let's see what happens. So we don't want it to work. It's the same as the pause thing. We don't want it. We want it to work exactly like the pause thing. So escape works here still, but then yeah. See, this is a worry that it would turn off the control. Oh wait, I have the on visibility thing. We got to turn that off. It turns off the controls on visibility change. So that's back to here. We got to get rid of this and this. But then I think you're going to be able to unpause and pause it. I don't know. And for, I was thinking for GD script, it might be different for saving and loading. It might be easier. So that doesn't affect this, and we can still unpause it. And that worked. What about here? We can't do it, which is kind of what we want, I guess. Yeah, you just have to, you could only save it. I think that works. Yeah, I think it was overcomplicating it. Let's go to another full screen thing. It's gonna be hard to tell. What is the time here? 9:30. 1450. I'm hitting escape. We're not seeing anything down here though, so I think that works. I think I was overcomplicating it. Okay, so we have that working. Man, now I have to work on saving. So we need to put in here another signal, but on ready we'll connect these signals. We'll find somewhere else where I have a signal because I never can remember. Let's see, where have I manually created it? I used to always create them in here, but this is the only one I kind of like. But we could actually get rid of this. Let's put that in the code too, I suppose. And we'll just get rid of that. We'll go on ready, subscribe to signals. And we'll do that. And so I think it's, you just go on. No, we got to go like this. Visible, no, on. I can't remember how it works. No, I should get, there should be a little lightning bolt. But I don't think I need this. What is it? Control space? Yeah. Somebody, a YouTube comment told me how to do that. They're not all bad. What we want, though, on. This is throwing things up. Visible. Let's do visible. Visibility changed is a lightning bolt. Come on. And then you do plus equals, I think. And then we do this. Except we get rid of that. So that will do that. That subscribes to that. Then we need the other. So we need our buttons in here then. We'll do, so we did need these exports, private, button, save button, and then we're going to need export nude. Did I just say nude? Then we're going to nude, cancel button, load button, and then we're going to export private button. Whoops. Should just hit tab there, developer options button, and then we'll link all these, but we're not going to actually save button on pressed. What is it? Is it just pressed? We need the lightning bolt plus equals on save button pressed. Nope. And then we'll get a red thing there. It doesn't matter. Load pressed. Plus, we're not passing any variables. Load button pressed. Developer options button pressed. And come on, fingers on developer option buttons pressed. Then we'll create all these things. I guess I could have created them as I went. Get the fuck out of here. As I was going along here. And then, of course, now they're in the wrong order. And we'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Move this up. And then we'll just put a GD print in here. I don't like it to throw errors, even if it's, except for once. One time I left that, like, throw that exception. There are no developer options, you donkey. I like calling people donkey these days. It's my new thing. I'm trying to call them donkeys more. I think that's an English thing, though. All right, so then what the fuck are we going to do this? We're going to do, this is where the problems start. Let's do a GD print here, though, first. Save button pressed. We'll save it. We'll copy it. We'll paste it. We'll say load. All right. Let's run this just to make sure that I haven't done something catastrophically bad. We're supposed to unsubscribe to those things too, supposedly. I guess we need to. Oh, we already got a bug. We're going to have a, what was the bug? It's probably because we didn't drag over the things. Yep, it's because we didn't drag over the things. We got to build. We got to go over here. Save button, get in there. Load button, get in there. Developer options, get in. Whoops. See that? I tried to drag that down to there. It doesn't work. All right, we're just going to ignore all those errors because they happen all the time. Who knows? They'll go away. It's another weird Godot thing. I'm like getting messages on Discord and I just ignore them. All right, escape, save button. I'm back to being able to click through this because the controls are enabled. Well, all of our things work. Controls are enabled. So, see, it was too easy. So what do we need to do? We need to disable like partial controls. I guess when we hit escape. Yeah, so I had a feeling. What we need, how do we have a, what do we got at the top? Stop click through. That seems promising. What does that thing do? If this, okay, so what if we do this? I think in globals, we actually have a thing. That's what I was thinking of earlier. Options. I think it's globals, instance, click, stop. It's something. It's going to be way towards the bottom. I was looking at this. I don't remember why we were using this async thing. And I wish I could remember. I could go look, I suppose. Read resources from disk, on mouse, enter. This is what I was thinking of. This is not what we want. I don't think, it looks like we don't have a method written just for this. So maybe we will just manually stick this in here like an asshole. We'll do this like an asshole instead of doing whatchamacallit. Instead of doing writing a method like we should. So that's like in my other game. I don't keep myself to my rules like I was saying. That would be that's a rule that I shouldn't write a method for that. Just because. Okay, so now we can't click through things. We still can do these. Can we escape out of here? We can. Look at that. It does it twice though. Wonder why that is. What does pause time do for us? There's no things in there. I wonder why it does that twice. Oh, because we have two subscriptions. So, or signals, I mean. So let's blow this signal away. This one. Save it again. Here we go. We're rolling now. Wait, there was a bug there. Was that because I disconnected that signal though? All right, that was it. Now we have to work on saving stuff. I was trying. All right, so where? How are we gonna do this? We gotta start at the beginning here. And the beginning is. Why does my music keep going to heavy metal? It's always It's always so interesting to me. I was this back to the music that Lucky suggested, or said I should listen to, whatever suggested. How out of the loop I am on music. It's because I'm old, right? I think. Developer option button. I thought there was a typo in there. And when I talk to people, they'll be like, "Oh man, you should listen to this band," and then I like just don't. It doesn't like this on thing. What do you want? Make it static? Ah, we can do that. I'm with that. We can make you static. All right. So let's see. first things first, we can start building what we got to do here. I don't think we want it in globals. I don't think we want it in all enums. I think what we want it in is either its own file in globals here. I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. Why is this in here? Yeah, let's create a script that's like save system or something. Disk system or something. So let's do that. Let's call it, I guess we'll call it save system, and we'll put the loading stuff in there too. It says I can just hit add here, but it would be a lie. Save manager? Yeah, save manager, something like that. I was trying to think of a word that included load. You know what I mean? Let's create this script down here. Like included that concept of loading and saving. But yeah, save manager is good. This is gonna be, is that thing a public class? No, it's not. It's just a node, I think. Where's my not that scripts. I think it's just a node. I guess I could just change that thing to a, yeah, it's a node. Back over to here, it's not a UI thing. Now I'm listening to some other bad music. What is going on today? Save manager, node, create. All right, I gotta pick something different. Four items on the asset store. Nice. Also added wasn't clickable because you don't have a path to a thing set. What? Oh, right, the path. Yeah, it's okay. I can do it now. I thought it said here in the auto load thing, press add to create a script. So it says set path or press add. So I thought it was going to create the script for me, but it's not. I probably have to type in the whole thing, so it's fine. Who gives a shit? Save manager. Add. We're going to move this to the top, though. I don't remember what this does. County resources. I'm betting this doesn't need to be here anymore. I guess I could open it. Look, this is for the map editor. Okay, so this is some map. We should rename it, like say map editor. We're not gonna do that right now. Yeah, it's in the global space, so, and we're using, yeah, this is definitely for the map editor. I'm not gonna fuck with it right now. What are your 4 assets? Post a link and we can look at it. We can critically. Sorry, earlier we were talking about if you're listening to music and people, you gotta talk over it and review it. Critical analysis. So the first thing I think we're gonna want to do is create. Once again, I'm very concerned that this is not going to work. But we got to try it. Namespace, player space, player space. We're probably going to be using system, but. So the first thing we're going to need is pretty much what we have in this other file. We're going to need this. This says ill code. I was wondering what that was. I'm one of those people that I have to click on something if I. Looks like in this too, I'm like setting a new one. Wonder why if I'm making a new. Oh, it was because the stupid Godot bug that supposedly they've closed the issue. So, all right. So we're gonna need a save game data. So the save game data once again. So in my other game, I was thinking that here we go. We're gonna look at this. We would have a dictionary of the players. Any excuse to not work on the save system is a good excuse. Auto expander? Automatic expander, inspector cutter when using the property filter. Set up shortcut key in editor. Is there a video? I want to see a video of it working. What the hell is my thing? Because if I think that's what you're saying, that sounds awesome. Honestly. Script backgrounds, nice work. We got the anime ladies. You got to start with that, right? Is this a dead person floating in water? Nice. Oh yeah, you have your executioner blade, man. How many? You're like right on top of this shit with the. So there, what this is there's a new Godot has a new asset store. Yours are all free. Can you not charge money yet? Look at that, yeah, the executioner store sword. I'm having problems speaking sometimes. Nice job. How many they got? Oh, did you send that? I was like, wait, did you send that train one to me? Because that one looked familiar. So this is also a good average. It was just an average game note. Drowning work. Yes. Yes, it was. I know that feeling. So this is a good way to tell too. So there's already 5 pages of this because this is, what did this come out like a week ago? A good way to tell how much support Godot has or how many users. Because probably most of these people use Godot regularly. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So I haven't done any 3D modeling or anything. I mean, I would never do modeling, but I haven't done any 3D stuff in Godot. But I did in Unity. And the reason why I was like, oh my God, look at this, is because getting animations is kind of a pain, honestly. That's pretty cool. Because you need some base animations to start your work if you're going to do anything 3D, you know? Before you hire, unless you're an animator, but before you hire someone to do it, like you need a sword swing or whatever. You need a walk first. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Who's this guy? Oh, he's got all sorts of free shit. You guys are so quick to upload that stuff. Like, that's huge, that one. Oh, this is the one you sent me. Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy I think who was talking. Oh no, this is a different one. So the 3D tile map is the one that I'm. But they have this also. There's in the Godot thing. You can look up other stuff. What caused this asset store to appear were people demanding this asset library. Is this overlap? Like, are these the same also in the asset library? What do you go by? Glitched code? Let me go back to yours. Yeah. It makes sense that you don't have to look up here. Can I do it? That's pretty awesome. The more support that Godot has, even if I don't need it, like the 3D thing, When I say support, I don't mean it. I don't mean in like the standard support way, but like as in the usage. The more usage, um, the more people, like when a new person comes, they're gonna be like, oh wow, there's all this shit, I can start my game in Godot. And the more people who use Godot back to me bitching and moaning about the issues and stuff, the more of those issues that will get fixed. It's kind of like the perpetual, not perpetual engine, no. It's a thing. All right, we need a new resource here. Um, We're going to call it save game data because that's what I called the other one. And now that I understand a little more how these work, we don't have to actually create a generic one. We're going to do a new resource. Whoops, no we're not. We're going to do a new script. And we're going to say it's a resource. And we're going to call it save game data. I hit save here or create. Now, like getting more people to use Godot versus Unity, we'll just always say Unity, even though there's other options out there, is huge because more people who use it, the more support it gets, and the typical support, so things get fixed faster. There's more tutorials and stuff out there. The whole thing is more people watch streams. I don't know. All right, what the fuck are we gonna put in this thing? So this is our first step. Maybe our first step should be we save something. Like we save one variable. And we'll put all in the save manager. We're gonna put the actually writing it to disk. And we'll do the same thing we did last time, or I did in my other game, where it's just we're just gonna call something like save game. But we're gonna want to put in there. Maybe we should start working on that more. Not wait so long like I did in my other one, but where you name the save and you pull out. Diary, how's it going? You can, from the operating system, you can get a list of the save games. And in my other thing, I was saving as a JSON, and it was a folder per. I wonder if we should do a folder per. Let's try it without a folder first. So let's put it in like one variable in here. Just a test variable. Stay awake, yeah. I know you want JSON, and I'll need you if we have to go to the JSON route, which I'm only 30% sure we can do it with the resource saver, but I'm gonna try. I want it because it's so easy with the resource saver. I mean, JSON wasn't that hard either, but I rather try this way. All right, so let's save just like a variable. Let's just say a private string test string equals this saved, no capital, saved. All right, so we'll have this variable in the save game data. We're gonna have a new save game data. It's gonna say that every time. In the save manager, we're going to close that for now. I guess we shouldn't have closed that for now. Doesn't matter right now. Let's copy this code from my other thing. Not that code. Yeah, we are going to. And so I don't think we're going to be able to do it the way I did it in my other game, where because there isn't that much data, so I just blew away all of the Um, I just blew away all of the. Here, I'm going. I'm bringing it. I can't bring it. Why won't you come over here? I don't want this dick thing to come over. You guys are like, what? All right, we're gonna bring the dick thing over. Sorry, Joker. It's his dick. No, it's just a thing. It's just a thing that looks like a dick. Come on. All right. You guys couldn't see it anyways, right? You can't pause videos, right? It's impossible. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Logo penis. It was. It was. Maybe we should analyze the logo, the penis logo. No, that's pretty awesome. Is the code available for your extensions? Yeah, you can't get it out of here. It does kind of look like a middle finger as well. It is pretty. This must be a joke, right? Oh, I can bring this over. I can bring the dick over. This can't be a real thing, right? Like, because what else could it be besides a dick? Uh, uh, um, all right, vehicle saving. So what we want to do, so it was before the way I'm doing in my other game is I just deleted the save game every time not every time, but no, I think every time you went to save anything, and that is including going between menus, it just deleted the save and recreated it. And so you can see the source. That's awesome too, because then people can figure out how to do like use that as an example to figure out how to do like tools in the thing. So create folder we need first. This needs to create the folder. What was the deal I was having? So this will this will work with, yeah, we'll copy this over, and this will work with any operating system that we decide to do because we're using this thing. So let's go back to our save manager. We'll stick this thing in here, and then we need a path. So we can copy the path over because this stuff doesn't really matter. Saves yet. It will matter. This matters, I guess. The path matters. I don't have a slash at the end of this. So the path matters. And then this auto load, what was I doing? So I just cleared this out. So I think we're going to have to update the save file instead of delete it all and recreate it because it takes so long. Man, I'm back to like fucking around with Victoria 3 every once in a while. And saving that game takes so fucking long, man. So long. All right, so let's do this first. Let's go into our save game manager. Let's copy this thing. We have our create folder. We need it. What we'll do is we need an instance of this so that we can access it from the auto load thing. So we're going to do a public static save game manager. Yeah, right there, right there. Why did it do it that time? We need a ready, and that is exactly what we needed. Then over here, the thing I closed, which I said we wouldn't need, but then after I closed it, I said we probably are going to need that. We're going to need, here, we're selected on it right here. On this button, we're going to go save manager instance dot save game, which I never created. Public void. And then we're going to do this. Like the store has a check compatibility drop if it's not compatible to download. Oh. That's pretty. It's interesting that they're who's working on that? Is that a community thing, or is that I was just thinking maybe we want this to return a bool of like if it worked or something. But let's make this overly complicated, guys. All right, let's see if this works. We're just going to try to create W4 is the people who, they're related to Godot, but they do the this. Come on, what does this hand signal mean? They do the console integration or something. Godot app user data. So that / user is this. Yeah, the porting services, that's what it is. And we haven't actually tried to create this yet. So let's go here. Let's click this button. We need to see this, though. We didn't get any errors. We have no idea if this worked. So let's go over here. So we wanted to create a what's this? We wanted to create a folder in here, and it didn't do it. But we didn't get any errors either. This is connected. The signal's connected. We got our thing. New Jank, how's it going? So this worked. I mean, it didn't work, but yeah, we didn't get our folder. So what do we got going wrong here? I kind of want to delete all these old ones. Like, what's going on here? Do we have 2 map tests? Like, these are from years ago. Um, 2D 4X old. How's your game going? I actually came back. I left and then I came back later and lurked for a bit. This test we could probably get rid of. This unnamed project we can get rid of. Test drag and drop. What's that? Text game we can leave in here. Let's refresh this. Can you believe Windows 11 they started getting rid of these and you have to go to like show more or whatever it is? It fucking blows my mind. All right, let's see what our problems are here. Serialization, we were just talking about that. Because I'm just started work on like the save function, the ability to save, and I'm going to try to use their resource saver. And it might be like, hours, 50 hours of work to find out that it's not going to work, but I'm going to try it. Simple create load. See, that's like I'm on the save and then load part. I did push this off way too long. W11 is nightmare. What is W11? We have W4, W11. So what are we doing wrong here? So it didn't do this. We have a save game. Did I not link the save button to actually do anything? Save game. I did. Let's look. Save manager. Save game. Create folder. It didn't put any of this stuff. Did I not save this stuff? Windows 11. Oh. Yeah, you know, the other thing. So my gaming computer has Windows 11 on it, but it, you know, I'm playing, it's for gaming, so it doesn't have the, I don't use that, have like a lot of icons on here, but we just upgraded my boss's computer and to Windows 11, and okay, this time it worked. I must not have saved something. And he always has like 400,000 fucking icons open, and you can't. It's not like Windows 10 where they fill up. It stops and then like does these dots. And he was complaining about it for legitimately, but then I remoted into his computer and I was trying to help him with something, and it was like impossible to find the correct icon because you like get these weird little dots, and then there's this bar that starts expanding, like it just on its own that's empty, and it slowly pushes the icons away. And then I went in and, you know, there was some online people saying you could fix the problem, and I did all of the different, there's like, you know, 5 different things you do, and none of them actually made it better. You also can't just drag like this. You just can't do that. The whole thing's bizarre. And, you know, you guys know that like Windows 10 is going to stop being supported here soon. All right, here's our folder. We don't have anything in it yet. New Jank, are you using, are you, for your loading and system, saving system, are you using the resource saver or using like JSON or something? And if it's not JSON, what is it? We're always talking about these different ways, different formats. I'm not strongly opinionated about it. I'm just curious. All right, so this thing did that. We have our create folder, which I think this actually is tests. Yeah, so if it already is here, let's do it again and see what we got. Yeah, so this is it. JSON, yeah. Stinglewing, I think he's still in chat, is a big JSON person. Actually, well, he had another one that he thought, or he says is better. The way I'm saying it, he says it's better, but what does he know? No, it probably is better. So I don't like that this is called create folder. I think it should be called something else. It should be called check for folder and create. I know. It's really long. Oh, you're worried about that, huh? It took me a while to do all the customer elimination list. Yeah, that is with Windows 11. That's another thing. Once again, on my gaming computer, I did not do it, but at my work, I run into Windows 11. You know, I run into it. I'm the IT manager. I'm forcing everyone to be on it. And people like their things the way they like them. You know what I mean? And you don't want to force people to change to shit that they don't like. And so they have to go through that customization process. A lot of times, some of them just give up. I've given up. But yeah, then they ask me, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that, and I have to look it up. But Nugent, you're really worried about the security of people slipping a script into the game, huh? Conrad, how's it going? We're talking about saving, loading, JSON, not JSON. So let's check for folder and create. So that's what we're gonna call this thing. And I'm gonna call it day soon. Let's save this file in here. So after this, it's gonna be save file to disk. So we're gonna call that. and then we'll copy this from my other code. That's a good, Jake. That's a good. It's a good point. I actually was talking about that with. So, like, basically, every time I've worked with anyone in software, IT stuff, it's the first thing, like you'll say like, oh, Bill needs permission for something. That's because I'm an IT manager. Someone will say, Bill needs permission for something. And the first thing that everyone says is, well, what can he do with that permission? How can he fuck things? You know? And then we go, oh yeah, if you give him that permission, he's going to be able to fuck this. Do we want to allow him to fuck that? And not like have sex with it, but like fuck it up. Gotta clarify. Yeah. So then the thing goes on, and they like that. Well, it's not up to you to decide. Let's kick it up to the managers, and then the manager says, "I don't really mind if he can fuck this all up," or "Oh, you're right, he can fuck this all up. Let's not give him permission." And it's always like to err on the side of, if he can't have permission, what is his workaround? Is it like email someone to have them do it? And how often does he have to do it? So there's usually this conversation that happens with everything. And I'm surprised that that's not more of a real life thing. So that's like a thing in software and IT stuff, I feel like. But in real life, I feel like they don't have that criticalness, of like, oh, how is this immediately going to get fucked up? Like, if they make a new dress code or whatever, they don't say, so how are they going to exploit this dress code? Are you guys following me? Like they just say, okay, here's the new dress code, whatever, you got to do it that way. And it's like, well, someone could, wear the shirt on the top of their head or whatever. And that's it. It says you have to wear a shirt. Well, I'm wearing my shirt as a hat. So fuck you, Mongolo, how's it going? Wow. All the streamers are dropping by. We got a house full of streamers. Right as I'm about to leave. And I know Munglo is very passionate about serialization and JSON and all that as well. I bet you if we did a poll, which I can't do, but I bet you if we did a poll, the poll would say, use JSON, not the resource saver. That would be the poll. The poll would work that way. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to need the save game file name variable here. Passion is the wrong word. Yeah, I guess that does make it sound like that it matters that much. So we're going to need this thing to come over. I don't know why I dragged that. We're going to put this here. And then we're going to Control K, Control D it. We're going to go here. And then we're going to I guess we just save it. That's what we do. I use it for my settings module code since it means 90% of the code is other works in other C#. You use the resource saver or the JSON? I would assume JSON. All right, we're going to hit the save thing. Folder already exists, which is fine. Now we need to go inside this folder. There it is. And it has our resource in here. I know this is gibberish, but this is the thing it saved. So that actually worked. Let's push this code before I fuck something up here. Yeah, I know it's Godot only. While testing, I use JSON because it's easier to debug, but plan to move towards binary. Binary. Do you feel like you're going to swap engines, Monglo? Is that a thing? Do you redo everything again? You came from Unity, if I remember correctly, like me. I want to use the engine to its fullest extent. is what I want to do. All right, so we're done with this stuff. So what did we do today? This is not, we don't need this. We got 6 new files. Oh, because it creates those weird things. I don't think they do. I don't think the YAML. That was the word. That was what I was looking for either. The word, the format that I was looking for earlier. So what did we do today? Created an options menu that can be opened with escape key. Basics, no. Primitive, no. Test, save system. You might go back to Unity, huh? I'm shocked. Don't think it seemed like I was shocked, but I'm shocked. Their business practices are just atrocious. The dev console works as it is, both Unity. Oh, really? And I end up parsing. So the parsing, you don't have to type as much and just access the object. Yeah, I used JSON when I was using Unity, and it would always come out in one big line. And I don't know if that was a Unity thing or if I was doing it. I was probably doing it wrong. This thing can go. So, your text file is one big line, and I'd have to copy and paste it into like a JSON prettifier. I don't know what it's called. All right, let's look for someone to raid. I have this new list now of people I've raided because I would accidentally be raiding the same people all the time. To like spread out the love. And let's see here. We want same category, and then we want Godot though. Godot. And I've stopped looking. I've stopped putting C# in as a search thing because the problem is that there's so few of us C# people. We got a solidarity, right? I think it's just me and Munglo. Let's bring this over here. Let's go over here. And we're gonna look for people with faces. And my list only has 3 people on it, so we can pick anyone pretty much. This person has he's got 56. He doesn't need my help. I can't remember what he's working on. Oh, he's a C# guy. See, this is why I need to have the list that I have now. He's a Godot C# .net person. That's shocking. The list is because I can't remember when I last rated him. He's got socials. AI vibe coding. I didn't even know what that vibe coding with AI was until yesterday. So. Oh, no, I don't think so. I think it's, no. I don't think there's a right or way to do it. I think the way to do it is the way you want to do it. I try to keep the solidarity, but if you I don't know, some people only raid their friends. Some people, in fact, I've seen that much more than what I do is people only raid their friends. I'm going to raid this guy since I'm following him, that means that I raided him before probably because I don't remember his name. It could have been yesterday. No, I have my list now. So let's raid this guy, Apex Pixelated. Yeah, let's raid him. So I'm going to click this thing. I'm going to click this start raid, and then I'm going to come back over, and I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. So yeah, thank you guys for dropping by. Thank you for the support. And I will talk to you next weekend, and have a good existence. Bye.